All right, everyone, welcome to Death on the Nile. Oh, fuck. I mean, Glass Onion.
What do you mean, see how they run?
Oh, wow.
Welcome back. Took a bit of a hiatus. Things got busy.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, 6 months, 5 months?
Something around there, yeah.
John, how long has it been since our last episode?
3 months.
Oh, cut that.
Don't do that to me, man. I'm just watching.
You don't even have your phone at the ready. At least have your phone.
Can you be engaged, please?
Yeah. Could you actually... Can
I'll flip right now.
you actually check when our last episode was?
Just call me JD.
No, we'll call you John.
Johnny.
All right, so we have a producer, John, in the studio.
Yeah.
He's flown in. Happy to have you here, John, for your third episode sitting with us, I think.
Nice.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing Knives Out 2 Glass Onion.
It's actually Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, you always get me on those little subtitles.
Yeah, I do.
Directed and written by...
Rian Johnson.
Is Rian Johnson, is that a name you like to see these days, or is that a name you're still kind of iffy about after The Last Jedi?
One of those names that's forever tarnished for me.
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
think I'll ever consider him a great director because of what he did to cinema.
Yep.
But
To the lay person, he's a big name.
But my man, he's making up for it.
I mean,
He's doing everything he can.
yeah, exactly. And let's not forget Looper, great film.
Yeah, I mean,
Does it hold up?
He's been living off Looper for a long time.
Yeah, it's been living off Looper for a long time.
You got Star Wars off Looper. You can't use Looper anymore.
That's true. But he brought it back with the first Knives Out.
Yeah, that's right.
Famously a podcast episode here at Before and After the Movies.
Yeah, famously.
And here we are back doing the second one. I got a little game for you here. I'm going to go through the cast list, and
Okay.
you're going to tell me a movie that each member has been in. And for the difficult ones, I had to write them down.
Sure.
Starting with your boy, Daniel Craig.
Road to Perdition.
Okay, next, Catherine Hahn.
Agatha all along.
Yeah, we'll take that.
all you're gonna
Would have
get.
taken Step Brothers as well.
Oh yeah, right.
Kate Hudson.
Wasn't she in like Dreamgirls or something? Like a minor role.
Oh, maybe. John, can we look that up? Can we look up Kate Hudson's filmography, please? I was also taking You, Me, and Dupree, or How to Lose a Guy
She
in
did
10
a
Days.
what's the one she did with Gerard Butler where they are like he's on the poster just doing his Gerard Butler thing.
Oh, it's probably like a dirty rom-com. Next one is Bautista.
Army of the Dead.
Nice. Ed Norton.
American History X.
Nice. Janelle Monáe. Academy Award-winning movie, Best Picture, I think about 3 years ago, directed by Barry Jenkins.
Is she in Beast of the Southern Wild?
I don't know.
But she's in Moonlight.
She's in Moonlight.
Okay.
Last one, Leslie Odom Jr.
I have no idea.
Hamilton.
Is that an actual movie? Or is it like a live performance?
It's a live performance, but it's quite good.
Not seen Dreamgirls on here.
What's the one
So
with
Kate
Gerard
Hudson,
Butler?
not in Dreamgirls.
Look around like...
Jennifer Aniston. In
No, that's not the bounty hunter.
His War.
Ooh.
No, that's
Reese Witherspoon,
Tom
Chris
Hardy.
Pine.
I
Fool's
swear.
Gold.
Oh, that's
Matthew
right.
McConaughey.
Yeah.
How to Lose a Guy. And that's with Matthew McConaughey as well.
Conspiracy?
Yeah, something's going on there. You mean Dupree. Okay, well, we got Kate Hudson down.
Yeah.
Anthony, it's been a while, so I'd like to get you started, get you warmed up with some fast questions.
Hit me, please.
Question number
Feeling
one.
rusty.
Question number one. Chris Evans cameo.
No, he died.
Did he?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Pretty sure he died in his little wool sweater.
Ransom. He did die. Okay, thanks, John. Question number two. What is the glass onion?
It's a metaphor for the many layers that each character has, as well as a particular item that has to be used at the end to open a door.
Okay, I think it is just sheerly a very literal item, like a key
Yeah, okay.
that you peel back and is a key. Question three. Who done it? Give me a name. Give me a name. Give me a fucking name.
I have Kate Hudson.
Really?
Yeah.
I have Ed Norton.
Oh, you wish.
But no, because
You wish.
this leads me into my first point, is that Chris Evans was the bad boy hyped up coming into the first one.
Yeah.
Ed Norton, famously like difficult to work with, famously like bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
There you go. It's already set up for us.
It's true, but I think he's too big. He's too big of a name, too suspect, too much
fair
of a
enough.
suspect.
Fair enough.
If it's Bautista, I'm not watching Knives Out 3.
Before we go any further, do you want to do some sideys?
Yeah.
So-
I'm excited to kind of talk about some of these films here.
Yeah, I know you got a big one. I got a big one.
Yeah.
Why don't we save your big one for the very end?
Sure.
You can dive into it. Let's get through some of the smaller ones.
Sure, I'm going to hit you really quick with a mini series that I watched.
Okay, yeah.
It's called The Patient. It's an FX show, I believe,
Okay.
with Steve Carell and Domhnall Gleeson.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
And it's fucking good.
Is it good?
It's like 8 episodes, half-hour long each. Psychological thriller about a psychiatrist who is seeing a patient and gets kidnapped by that patient.
Oh wow, season 2, or is it just one and done?
No, I think it'll be a one and done is my guess.
Nice.
But absolutely on the edge of your seat stuff. Very clever. 7.5 out of 10.
Nice.
Chris Evans did not die in Knives Out.
Did
Okay.
he get?
He just got arrested. He gets pulled away in the cop car, and Marta's drinking her "My House, My Coffee, My Rules."
Oh, that's right.
I watched "See How They Run" actually
Okay.
with Sarah C. Ronan and who's Justin Hammer? What's his name? Sam
Armie
Rockwell.
Hammer? Oh,
Sam
nice.
Rockwell. Oh, not Army Hammer. It's awful.
Dude, I'm so rusty.
Yeah, it's not. That movie's not very good. That's
Okay.
all I have to say about it.
Right on. I saw The Menu.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was a enjoyable film.
I really want to see it.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's got that devilish humor, or
Yeah.
maybe a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It has a few little flaws here and there, but Ray Fiennes is just a tour de force, as you'd expect.
Yeah, he probably really enjoys that role. He probably eats it up, man.
Maybe.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
And Nicholas Hoult has a like cheeky good performance.
That's
in there
good.
as
I
well.
like to see him doing well.
Yeah.
I watched actually along with our producer Prey, the
Oh, yeah, I've seen
Predator prequel.
I did see that.
You know, it's got a 93 on RT.
Yeah.
Did I think it was a 93% movie? No. I was kind of clowning it the entire time, but like you reflect back on it, it's
Like Interstellar has a 72%.
yeah. So Interstellar is better than Prey. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's like kind of like cool, interesting action.
Yeah.
You disagree? Yeah, I mean, there's parts that are good that you can pick out, but as an overall film,
Yeah, it's one of those movies that has like little bursts of like, oh, this is picking up now. Like I've done my part watching the build up, and now I'm gonna get rewarded, and then it's just okay, we're back to
yeah.
trudging around.
Oh
I'll drop my big one. I've seen Avatar: The Way of Water.
wow,
Don't really know what to say other than I was just truly blown away.
really?
Like maybe there's some element if I'm seeing it around Christmas time, I'm off work, so I'm just down.
You just
like,
relax.
Yeah,
You're down
I'm
to
a bit-
consume a 3-hour and 16-minute movie.
Yeah,
or something.
312 I think it is.
Yeah.
Just flew by.
Wow.
John also said when we were watching it, he's like almost not sure if there was like another act, like another set piece to come, just because of like the whole time you're doing the mental math in your head.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What kind of time are we at here? But it just flew by, and then
Wow.
it ended, and I was like, wow, what a great story. Can't wait to see more. Visual effects are truly the next level. Haven't seen anything like it.
Yeah. Never bet
lots of-
against James Cameron, huh?
Yeah, lots of really interesting characters. I feel like he's just getting better and better as he gets older.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
I'm sitting at a 9.5.
Wow. And I watched a big one. I watched Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, first MCU movie that I probably won't see in theaters.
Wow. Little moment of silence.
Yeah.
What can I say about this movie? It's very emotionally driven, and it obviously, you have to dance around the topic of Chadwick, and it does an amazing job doing that. And where it kind of falls apart for me is the almost like the forced action.
Right.
And I don't want to spoil it too much for you guys and our listeners, but it's like almost, it's funny because, there's jokes about in She-Hulk about how they don't want to make formulaic Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And this movie is exactly a formulaic Marvel
That
movie.
surprises me because
But there are some amazing emotional beats.
yeah, which is that sounds like so confusing because it's like if you're like what we've been wanting from the MCU is like more emotion, more rawness, and it seemed like they were using a lot more from the trailers, like a lot more handheld camera and like kind of letting the actors actually act and just not be surrounded by green screens galore. And it sounds like they did all that, but then now people are kind of saying, oh, where's the action though? So like, is it a little bit of damned if you do, damned if you don't?
I mean, at this point, Marvel, people are just looking for them to fail.
Yeah.
They obviously haven't done themselves any favors in Phase 4.
No. That was the end. That was the last movie of Phase 4.
It
right?
was, yeah.
Okay.
And now
Phase 5 is Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah. Ant-Man.
What's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
So I mean, I definitely check it out.
Yeah. I do want to try and catch it before it drops out.
Yeah,
of theaters.
it's not going to be the one to change your mind.
Do you think that just before we get back to the topic here, like the MCU would really benefit from just like lengthening their release dates, like doing maybe 2 max per year? Because I think they're still at 3 at the moment.
3 in a show or something like that, right?
The shows have dried up, which is great.
Yeah, we got Loki season 2 coming next year.
What If season 2? Don't forget about it.
That hasn't that already come out?
No, it hasn't come out yet.
God,
It's coming though.
couldn't even finish the first one. I even like went back at it because I was like, oh, Anthony said it was pretty good. I was like, fuck, what is this garbage?
The last 2 episodes are good, is what I said.
Yeah.
House of Harkness comes out soon as well, or whatever it's called.
Catherine Hahn.
Yeah, there you go.
I think we're getting too much Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy for us to say, but like, you ask like a 12-year-old of him, he probably can't get enough Marvel. So
Yeah, but even, I mean, you look at I think for the first time now, we're seeing the box office numbers are starting to drop off.
yeah, bit of a falter.
And I think that's when they'll start listening. Be like, okay, let's just like spend a little bit less. You don't have to spend so much money making so many of them.
Exactly.
Spend half as much and you'll make twice as much, I bet.
Exactly.
Listen, Kevin, I know what I'm doing. Okay, cool. Moving back over to the Knives Out franchise. I kind of obviously had a bit of a tongue-in-cheek joke there, but what do you think of this whole sort of renaissance of whodunits? And have you seen Murder on the Orient Express or
I've
Death
seen
on the
Orient Express. I haven't seen Death on the Nile.
Yeah. What do you kind of think of like, yeah, this just resurrection, and who do you think is winning that battle currently?
I don't think that's much of a question, but well, Knives Out obviously, but
Yeah.
I really enjoy these whodunit type movies. I like to like play along and guess along, and I love like a final act flashback reveal. I love those kind of sequences. You're like, oh wow, oh yeah, and like it's just so enjoyable in the moment. Oftentimes we see them unravel when you like think about it. Like, wait, how did this person know to be here at that point? But at the same time, like I do love these movies, and I love like the fact that they have to get ensemble casts, so you can't pick out like, oh, the big name actor is that person, right?
Yeah.
So
It's super commendable that like it's harder to make than a regular movie, I feel, because like you can't just follow a traditional structure. You have to layer in, no pun intended, all these like little hidden juicy details and kind of outsmart like potentially millions of people who are going to be watching this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't want to make it overly complex to the point where no one can follow it and you just get called out for making it too complex. You want to lay in enough breadcrumbs that people could potentially figure it out as you go. Can only imagine how difficult of like a scream, and then you got to make an entertaining movie that's got humor, and you've got to give the characters interesting arcs and all this stuff. So like I have a lot of respect for Rian Johnson and how he is like writing and directing these movies. And like I imagine when Netflix kind of come in, they're like, okay, we need this like release date. So it's like you're on a time limit to like conjure up, oh, I kind of hit a home run with Knives Out, now I've got to like do something even better. It's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the first Knives Out, like it was kind of unconventional in the sense that we see Anna de Armas like kill is it
Christopher Plummer
like
he
right
asked
away
her to kill him, right?
Yeah.
I've only seen it the once, so I don't really remember.
But it was more like, it wasn't like a lockdown in a room and we have to find the killer. It was like an ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
But there was no like sense that these people can't leave the room. And that was kind of interesting,
right.
because Murder in the Orient Express is like, okay, everyone on this train, no one can leave.
Yeah.
See how they run is the same kind of style.
This one kind of seems a little bit similar in that like they're on like an island somewhere or like a getaway. What are your kind of thoughts on like the change of like obviously the color palette and like the location's nice. Very different. It's very sequel-y.
Bright.
It's like, oh, let's change up everything.
Yeah.
What do you think that's kind of signifying in this one?
That's tough to say because like it kind of leans into my first question is like what brings this group together. This is the first one. It was a family gathering. This one they're not going to do family again. So I think it's like almost like White Lotus style, where it's like an exotic getaway. Yeah. So you have different personalities clashing and whatnot. So you got there's like a poolside scene and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's less claustrophobic, which I like.
So I guess what I'm kind of thinking is like maybe they're all important people who have been like specially invited to come here, and like whoever the reason that Detective Blanc is there is either to like play some sort of a game, like maybe it's like he is an interesting figure that everyone wants to see, so like maybe they're setting up something as like a bit of fun, like, oh, let's have like a little mystery and we're gonna get this like well-known detective to like help us figure it out, but then it like escalates from there maybe.
I actually have that written down as my opening scene.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a good opening scene as well. But go on.
Okay, so opening scene starts with a newsreel of the famous Benoit Blanc case, the first one.
Okay.
And then subsequent news show him fumbling case after case after case.
Oh.
And then we get to like
a bit of conflict.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like the subplot is like
turn to the drink.
Exactly. So we cut to a down on his luck Benoit Blanc. So yeah, we have the subplot where he's a rusty detective. But yeah, this like rich group of friends getaway. They want to have a murder mystery. And they hire him just to add to the realism.
Right.
So it's just like a classic
That's what I was
costume
trying to
party.
say,
Yeah. And then someone actually dies, and now he's here. He's this like shitty detective now. Like that's why Lakeith Steinfeld is no longer with him, and now he's like,
Right.
oh shit, like I have to try and actually solve this.
Okay. I don't see them going that far in terms of like deconstructing his character, because I think his whole mystique is that like he is so observant and he can figure everything out.
Fair enough. Yeah.
My opening scene is like he's getting ready to like fly to this place, and we just see his like really absurd morning routine, like how particular he is, like a little bit of yoga, how he makes his breakfast, like weird
Fixing
eggs.
his toothbrush.
Yeah, exactly. And just like weirdly flexible, like his like ankles like around his head or something. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. I think this one, I think we'll up the humor a little bit. Like this one seems like the first one was pretty funny, but I think this one's more like a comedy.
Yeah, he's gonna really lay into that accent, I think.
Yeah, and the third one is like the ice setting where it's like super serious. Yeah, like I was gonna say, what do you think the odds? Like, yeah, obviously, what palette are you seeing for the conclusion of this trilogy?
Oh gosh. Well, we had like warm and sepia for the first one. This one's bright and sunny. Of course, now all I can think of is ice and cold.
Yeah.
So.
Or volcanic. It's one of the two.
exactly. It's a fire.
Jungle or something like that. Fire.
Just think Mustafar for some reason. Do you have anything? What happened to Lakeith Stanfield?
I don't know who that is.
He was his assistant.
No, I haven't thought about it. So anything I say is just making it up.
Okay, fair
He's dead.
I got a couple predictions here. Ed Norton and Kate Hudson are like a bickering couple.
Okay.
Catherine Hahn is like a classic inheritance
Giving
lady.
your boy Ed a bit more credit than he probably deserves there.
Catherine Hahn's character like doesn't lift a finger. She's got like a maid who does everything.
Dave Bautista is like weirdly effeminate and like
So I have him as
giant.
ex-con.
Okay.
So he's like immediately the first suspect.
Yeah.
You think we're getting some Bautista range, or are we getting dumb hunk Drax 2.0?
It's hard to say. I've yet to see this Bautista range that everyone raves about.
It's in
Blade Runner
2049.
Garlic.
Sapper Morton.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm a bit suspect. I'll say like one thing going in. I think the cast in the first one was better than from what we don't know. We'll see. But I was more excited by the cast of the first one than I am by this one. Like I thought we'd be getting some like big names. I've written down some like names I would have liked to have seen or names that I hope to see moving forward, like levels. Michael Douglas would be good.
Oh, fuck.
Halle Berry.
Yes.
Common for some reason.
Sure.
Detective. Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Ewan McGregor.
Nice. Oh my god, dude.
Freddie Highmore. Big fan.
Get like Rami Malek in there.
Yeah, Rami Malek, Haley Steinfeld.
Nice.
And Shia LaBeouf.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Dude.
Yeah. Take notes, Mr. Rian.
Hey, Rian, there's always an open invite for you to come join us here.
Yeah, exactly.
Who dies?
I've got Kate Hudson as the killer. I've got Bautista dying.
Early?
48 minutes.
And then, really, a 48-minute death.
Yeah.
Not a 10-minute death.
No. I think we're going to take our time with this one. I think it's going to be all humor and like, I don't think we're on the island like setting up the mystery until like 30 minutes in this time.
Really?
Because I think we're going to get to see a lot more of like Blanc's, like we're going to get to know him a lot more.
Yeah, I have that feeling we're going to get a lot more Blanc.
Yeah.
Maybe too much, but we'll see.
Rowan Atkinson, there's another one.
Nice. And you just Rat Race too.
Yeah. Seth Green. John Lovitz. Do you think Anna de Armas cameo?
No.
You don't think so? No one from the first movie?
No one from the first movie. I think they really want an anthology type.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Obviously not Blanc, he's not going to die.
Do you think it's going to be like tongue in cheek? Like, oh, now we're setting it up. Didn't he broke the fourth wall in the first movie, didn't he?
I think
like
it's like
turns
he
and looks
never
at the
does,
camera?
but he's talking to someone, but it's like almost at you, just like
Yeah.
the way they match the eye line. But I don't think they overtly broke the fourth
The
wall.
stage has been set.
Yeah. It's never as good the second time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's time to go for a little swim. Someone like maybe someone drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about a spin-off. Do you think, in terms of just like the layer and complexity of like the mystery, like when you go into a movie like this, are you basing your enjoyment of the film of like how surprised you were, how hard the story was to follow, how like, just like blown away you are by the twist? Or do you need to see consistent, like, is that not so much as important as like good humor, interesting story?
No, I definitely want to be caught off guard.
Yeah.
And
You want to be able to watch the movie the second time and be like, oh,
and pick
fuck.
things up 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
you got to just be scanning these movies like as you're watching it the first time, like just try and call out as much as you can. So that
I don't want to be that guy. But
I'm gonna be talking the entire time.
The humor for the first one was something people talked about a lot, but I mean, yeah, that's very secondary to me in terms of what I'm expecting from this movie. Like, I want top tier storytelling and like guessing and playing along as the audience member.
Yeah. Especially just because like the timing of this coming out like right before Christmas, like there's gonna be so many like cozy snowed in households just like burrowing into this movie right now. Like, give me a good mystery that I don't see coming that everyone can then.
Yeah, this could be the talk of Christmas dinner. It really could, man. You laugh, but it'd be like
as if that's like such a highly coveted thing.
It is, man. Christmas Day movies is a huge tradition.
All right. It is interesting how I only just really realized this, but they're doing it as like a Christmas release, but they're going like tropical hot weather.
Well, they did release it for a week. It
yeah.
It debuted at TIFF.
That was a big topic I wanted to bring up. So they're trying a new hybrid method release schedule. So Netflix, obviously, I think they paid $100 million for Knives Out 2 and 3.
2 and 3, yeah.
And I think it was Rian Johnson who was pushing for it as like part of the deal would be for these streaming originals, I'll do it and we'll do it here, but we get 2 weeks of like a limited release in theaters before it comes to streaming.
Yeah, why is that though?
I think it's just so like if people who like going to movies can go, and it's also a big moneymaker, I'm sure, as well. Like because no one's paying Knives Out directly to see this movie or whoever made it. They're paying just their Netflix subscription.
That's true.
So I think it's a really good way to like preserve that magic of, because if every movie just starts coming straight to streaming, it's like it's not quite as special. Where it's like this kind of pleases both parties. Where it's like, oh, I want to go see this movie in theaters, and I've got to. But if it comes out in theaters at the same time, it's like,
exactly. I can toss it on at home. Yeah,
so I'd be very much in support of like 3 weeks in theaters and then
straight to streaming.
Yeah. So I think let's hope that this is really successful for both the theaters and the streaming platforms, and I'm ready to be blown away.
Yeah, me too. John, you got anything for us?
Yeah, so I have a question. How good does this movie have to be for it to repair Ryan's reputation? Like, is it possible with this just one movie? Or the trilogy overall?
Yeah, like, I think obviously he made strides towards that with Knives Out 1.
It's different movies. Sorry, Knives Out is a different movie from Star Wars.
Yeah, but I just said his reputation was in the gutter after Star Wars.
Yeah, but I'll never trust him again to helm an action film.
It's trending upwards.
Okay, that's a really good point. Let me put it this way. Say Knives Out 2 is incredible. Knives Out 3 comes up in 2 years.
Yep.
Just insanely good. People can't believe this trilogy. Rumors start circulating that
his Star Wars trilogy is back on.
Rian Johnson's in discussion to helm the next James Bond film with Richard Madden.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm down, dude.
You're giving it to him. You're going to give him another chance.
The way you played that out for me, yes, he's definitely earned that, then, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But he has to... What if Knives Out 2 is really good and Knives Out 3 is a bit wobbly? It goes a bit Last Jedi with it.
I think...
There's no reveal of a murderer.
The idea of him doing James Bond is intriguing, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit more grounded. Keep him away from sci-fi.
It makes visually interesting movies. I enjoy watching.
Yeah.
What's on the screen.
That's fair.
Okay, what if he's in talks to bring back I don't know.
Like the Star Trek reboot on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, Star Trek.
Yeah, like I'm gonna watch these movies.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna slander him for the pre-show.
What about Rian Johnson's in talks to direct a new Harry Potter universe film?
Oh man,
he could do bad things with that. Yeah,
yeah, it's true.
That's so true.
David Yates is just like he's whispering in his ear.
David Yates, somebody say get that guy away from the fucking camera. Why does he keep getting? He's been doing this since Order of the Phoenix.
6 movies.
Let me do another one. Another quick 2-parter. He's done 3 fantastic.
Another quick 2-parter.
They would do 5 of the Fantastic Beasts was the plan, but I don't think so.
No, they're done. That franchise is
never be
dead.
Another one.
Yeah. Oh my god.
David Yates, and he slipped a little Tarzan movie in there.
Yeah, he did.
Has he made anything else?
Just Tarzan with Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Christoph Waltz, I think.
Gross, indeed. Oh fuck!
You got anything else for us?
One more question.
Okay.
Do you think it's going to end on a stinger, or any seeds planted for the next movie, or do you think it's going to be pure anthology standalone?
That's a good fucking question.
I think no stinger, but it's going to be wrapped up, and his next thing is going to be like a ticket towards to the next destination. You know what I mean? Like
I just said it's both things.
No, like no.
That's a stinger.
No, a stinger would be like post credit.
Okay.
So no post credits. All gonna be wrapped up before
Right.
the end credits. But that's kind of what Murder on the Orient Express did.
Okay.
Kenneth Branagh looks and it's like a trip on a boat cruise.
Or like Batman Begins with the Joker.
yeah,
part.
exactly. That's exactly
Yeah.
great. That's great.
I think I'm going with completely closed because I think he wants each one to be super unique. But it would be really cool if like, because this is, I imagine the third one's supposed to be the last one. We'll see if it actually is. It could be a John Wick 4. But
Casey coming out.
yeah, like it'd be sick if it like just went directly into the next one, like a big cameo at the end. Like Shia LaBeouf shows up on a train with a hat. I need you, Blanc.
Have you seen Only Murders in the Building? It's on Apple TV or FX. Steve Martin Short, and Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
It's
like
really
they all live in
good,
an apartment
man.
complex.
Yeah,
right?
it's really good.
It's a murder mystery as well.
Yeah, it's murder mystery.
Big renaissance.
It is
eh?
a big renaissance, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for this movie.
I'm really excited too.
Super stoked.
The thing with these ones, like they're just so enjoyable to consume during the moment, right?
We turn down the lights.
Yeah.
Maybe have a bit of brandy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
It's a cozy night in.
let's hit it.
All right, we'll see you back here in 3,
Do
1. Anthony, and we are back.
Sean Connery.
That's fucking brutal.
That's just strong.
Let me try it again.
Okay.
After consuming a raw glass onion, we are back for the post show.
And the taste was bitter.
Was it?
All right. Well, yeah, just saying.
All right. We should start
three?
this one how we do our usual stuff. Fuck. 3, 2, 1.
4.5.
7? 6. Okay.
I hated that movie.
Let's dive into it.
Yeah.
Let's dive into it.
This is a polarizing one because I've seen the reviews, I've seen the hype, I've seen critics I really respect like Chris Stuckman say he likes it just as much as the first one, even more than the first one. Mm-hmm. Don't know what he's smoking. Love to get some of it if possible.
Probably smoking what that guy on the beach is smoking.
Yeah. Wow. That was a brutal watch. For me.
Wow.
I just found just a few notes I wrote down here.
Yeah, just run through them.
Found just like the general story and the premise and the characters just shockingly uninteresting. I'm
here with you on that.
Was so excited to play this guessing game and go back and see all these things, but just none of them felt satisfying when I did go back. I was like, oh, I don't know, like don't really care about that. Mm-hmm. Sure, I didn't know that happened, but now that you're showing it to me, I don't feel like it was clever. I just feel like you just removed that piece of dialogue from the scene.
I wonder if, because like we were a little bit sleepy, maybe.
I wasn't. I know our group was, but I was like fired up.
I was. There was moments where I was like really excited, but yes, it started to like
I was
lull
like, I'm
on
excited.
me.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
35 minutes in now.
Let's go.
Yeah. Brutal. Rian Johnson.
It wasn't brutal.
It was brutal.
Oh, yeah, well, I got some
Rian
good
Johnson
stuff.
back to his. This is this was just Last Jedi.
Oh, Star Wars fanboys coming in.
It was just like everything he did. I'm gonna really have to nail this, but everything that sucked and that weird, horrible, gut wrenching feeling you got watching Last Jedi.
Oh, I know that feeling.
I got it in this movie. I was like, what are you doing to this franchise? Like, stop trying to turn every single thing on its head.
The biggest thing I have, if we're going to
No
talk
emotion.
about complaints, is like, it was really like silly and goofy.
Yeah, it was dumb. It wasn't.
Maybe that was the point. Everything is dumb.
Yeah, he was a jackass. It's like he wasn't any more stupid than. That was like the whole clever thing they tried to do. Was
I
like,
actually really enjoyed that. The reveal.
because everything
spoilers
was
ahead.
this. The metaphor is the glass onion. It has all these layers, but at the end of the day, it's glass. You can see right into the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the most obvious, stupid
Yeah.
reason was the reason.
Ed Norton plays a tech billionaire.
Philanthropist billionaire.
Yeah, he plays an Elon Musk. And
slash Steve Jobs. They even put him in the turtleneck at one point.
And the big reveal is that he's just an idiot. Like he's really dumb. And I really appreciate that
It didn't
reveal. Like someone had to make his puzzle, someone wrote his murder mystery, someone did this for him, someone did that for him. I actually really enjoyed that.
It's like, I see what Rian's going for is like, for the sequel to the film where I had like the most intricate, detailed plot, I'm gonna do the complete opposite, and this time it's like totally not that. I think the issue for me was just that it had no impact. Like, and And I just felt like all the acting, like for these like really good actors, none of the character, and the argument would be, oh, they're not supposed to be likable, but like they weren't likable or dislikable in a good way. They were just boring characters that I didn't care for.
And you could kind of tell, you knew it wasn't going to be any single one of them.
Yeah,
okay, was it
exactly.
a group thing?
It did and that was the huge issue with the Hateful Eight, which is another like whodunit that I really enjoy. But the problem for me is that the reveal, when you learn they're all kind of in it together, they're all this gang.
Yeah.
So there's no satisfaction in like, oh, it's really clever that they all 6 of these people have different reasons to kill someone. It was, oh, they all just kind of have the same reason. So does it really matter who pulled the trigger or like who showed up? Very quickly it became clear that whoever they picked wasn't going to like surprise or be clever because they all had...
It all made sense. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Not one person stood out.
Yeah, exactly. So it just... It just didn't move me. It didn't impact me at all. And that's why I give it a very specific grade of a 4.5, because obviously if you think of it just in pure... Did the movie achieve what it was supposed to do? Which was surprise, engage, entertain. Like, it didn't really do any of those things for me. So it fails.
Okay, well, I got some counterpoints here.
Sure.
Some solid Craig humor. Like, he definitely, we predicted he would lay it on.
Yeah.
I really like that iPad line. Got me laughing.
Yeah. Easy.
John?
They stretch it too far, though.
I know, but thoughts on the iPad?
iPad Pro.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
They had that one really funny iPad line, and then they had to take it to a second level with the iPad Pro. Janelle Monáe's performance stood out.
Didn't stand out for me. I thought she was brutal.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's just wrong.
I just didn't. Maybe, yeah. I didn't. You know, the perfectly good person who just gets kind of like screwed over. The twin. Are we really doing twins? Is that what we're going to here?
Yeah, that's why I said the movie's it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like MacGuffins.
I loved just like that first one, the palette with like the autumn and, you know, the intricate characters and the slow build was so much better than the cheap looking. I don't know. He went for this weird. It was shot really weirdly. Like you could feel the set in a lot of instances. It was like ultra.
The lighting, I feel like, was like all over the place. Like sometimes like right in their eyes. And, like,
yeah, lighting was really bright, and like the highlights were all over the place, and it just made it not feel like a movie. Like I wanted to watch a film tonight, and I watched like a
kind of had that
SNL.
Kind of had the Netflix feel to it, maybe. Little mingling producers.
Maybe. It felt super intentional to me, though. It felt like Rian was just like, everything I did in the first one, I can't do this time. It's like, you can still make it look good. Like,
maybe Rian should just stay away from the second iteration of a
totally
trilogy.
It's a shame because like there's obviously like a bundle of talent there. It's just like, I think he tries to be too clever for his own good.
Yeah, it's so funny. One of the top Reddit comments for this review thread right now is like, the Star Wars fanboys are going to come and like just shit on Rian for this.
Yeah. And I guess I'm one of them.
For good reason. John, what did you think?
I wouldn't be as harsh as Anthony. I think...
Yeah.
Quick out of 10?
I give it like a 5.5. I give him a point up from you.
Yeah. It's a barely passing grade, though.
Yeah.
Worse than the first one.
Kept me awake.
Worse than the first one.
Kept me awake. Put that on the New York Times review of the DVD.
The first half was really, really rough. And then the second half was a little bit better.
Sure. I'll agree with
that.
that.
Not much substance. It didn't go on.
It was 2 hours and 19 minutes.
Yeah, that substance thing is interesting because I really like the retelling when they replayed the movie, right? They re-show it.
I didn't care for that.
But then it just ended so abruptly.
It just kept doing the thing where it's like, oh, you see that scene you've seen before, and now we just do a focus pull.
Yeah,
to someone else watching.
I love that.
I know, but it's like, it was more just him being like, okay, now we pretended to be drunk, so go and like search around. And there was no cleverness to it. I don't know. I thought it was just
sometimes
dull.
I did feel like I was like, man, is this a movie for children? But then there's a lot of like adult themes and adult tones.
Yeah,
like okay,
it's
maybe
hard.
not.
It was hard to follow. The opening was confusing, and I liked how they all got sent the box, and that was kind of intriguing enough. I'm like, okay, I'm following. Like, I'm not sure who all these people are, but they all kind of show up, and Blanc is there coincidentally.
Yeah,
and then it's revealed that, you know, it was kind of a ruse the whole time, and Blanc had every intention of going. So I'm sure, like, rewatching that and seeing him like shake hands with what's the character's name? Annie or Andy? Andy was the one who was murdered.
Yeah.
What was her sister's name?
Helen.
Nice.
I thought it like solved the mystery too early too. I feel like it solved it halfway through.
Yeah.
That's what the first one did though.
Kind of, like meandering.
Yeah. And then Dave Bautista got killed, and it was an old little switcheroo.
Like the lead up
you gave him the glass. Like
the lead up to Bautista getting killed. Like I was in it. I was in it for sure.
I think
So I was like, man, like, why is he here? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm playing the guessing game, right? I'm playing along in my head.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, like, what is going on? Who brought him here? Then we get the reveal, we get the replay, and as soon as we get back to present time and we're watching along, it started to go really amiss for me.
Yeah. And like all these things that just like shooting her pocketbook instead of and not killing her.
You hated that, huh?
Like, what was that about? You say he's this like idiot, but he's like a sick shot. Absolutely sniped her.
That's true.
And like he was pretty quick to cover his tracks, and
Yeah.
he had the gloves, and then he came out looking all shocked and stuff.
Yeah.
And if he had laid out that fake little murder mystery game, and then obviously Daniel Craig was able to just solve it so easily, yet he still had the balls to like give Bautista his glass and be like, "Oh, someone took my glass." And like, you think you can get that past Blanc? Like, I don't think so. Don't think so. Also, what was the COVID thing about?
The
They
gun?
made the fact they were like, "Oh, it's set in 2020," and
Yeah.
they're all wearing masks, and they talk about the pandemic like multiple times.
And then just dropped it for the last half.
Yeah, it was a bit. It was just a bit of a.
I think
bit
it was
of a
just like set
red
us,
herring.
Yeah, set us into some realism maybe. I had no issues with that.
Giving
stupid.
a lot of credit.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, you're turning on this movie so quickly.
it was. Yeah, it was
You're
just.
good arguments.
I got big problems. Did you know that? This is fun fact. Rian Johnson's original plan was in each installment of this trilogy, he was going to give Blanc a completely different accent and give no explanation for it. They decided against it.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. Do you remember in the second one when he had the
The
Indian
German,
accent?
yeah.
They just go completely like offside.
Yeah, and it's that kind of thinking that I can tell he's. It's what a polarizing career.
It's kind of like
every movie he hits me with, I'm like, oh, he's actually like a misunderstood artist, and now I'm just like, this guy's a fucking hack.
It's a bit like, yeah, it's almost as if he's trying too hard to do something different.
Yeah, and I get the pressure's immense. You got the blank page, you're in your little study. I gotta write Knives Out too, like how. So I respect that he's like, oh, the whole thing, and it's ballsy of him to, because I didn't even see that metaphor, like the glass onion thing. But it's obviously we should have gone into it being like, oh, okay, whatever the most obvious thing is this time is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, because
Ed Norton
I
himself.
did predict the killer.
You said Ed Norton.
I said Ed Norton.
I said Kate Hudson would get killed, but she got the. Oh no, she was the perpetrator in his like fake game. Oh no, I said she was the killer,
Yeah.
but she was the killer in the fake game. So
Yeah.
I'll give it a quarter.
I also said Benoit would be there to like go along with the game.
Yep.
So I have to.
We
It
both
was-
kind of said that, right?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Good point. I got a note here. What's up with all the actor references in this movie?
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper, Jeremy Renner, Jared Leto,
Jared Leto,
Serena Williams.
Serena Williams
Hugh
playing
Grant.
herself. Hugh Grant.
No, but Hugh Grant was just a cameo. But I'm saying like these actors were fucking named.
Yeah, even like in
That's
like
so
the big
weird.
moment where he's like, use the Renner sauce and like put
Yeah.
it right in the camera. Like I can just see Ryan Johnson snickering at how funny he thinks that is.
Yeah, that was so weird.
I know Jeremy Renner. We're friends. He'll
And like
like
the
it.
Jared Leto's hard kombucha, like
Twice they mentioned it. That's
yeah,
Leto's
like,
kombucha.
fuck you, Jared Leto. Like
Yeah.
that's not funny. I'm sorry, that's not funny.
2006 it might be fun.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're gonna make a Jared Leto joke, you got to go like out there and be like,
You got to make a Morbius joke.
or you make like a, oh, isn't he the pedophile? Like, you know how Jared. No, I'm serious. If you're gonna challenge him, if you're gonna call out Jared Leto, call him out in a way that people are gonna be like, holy shit, they actually said that.
No, but you want to make a joke. You said you want to be funny.
No, but I'm saying like, John, do you know what I'm saying
I know
here?
what you're saying.
It's like by saying fuck you, Jared Leto. Like I'm so hungover. That's
Yeah.
a cop out. That's them trying to say you're
that's
a fucking
like in
pedophile.
21 Jump
whatever.
Street
Everyone.
when
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Make it Jared Leto mad. And make us laugh. Be like, oh my god, they actually said that? That's hilarious. Then I could be explaining the joke to you about how Jared Leto does this, and this, and how
Yeah,
that and that.
I mean, I can understand.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
understand why they did.
I know, I can understand why they wouldn't, but going the opposite direction is not the answer.
For me, like Knives Out was established as like the new modern, cool murder mystery franchise,
Yes.
and now you've kind of ruined that with this installment.
Yes.
You've made it all reality TV feeling, and
100%. The first one is one that you would sit down and watch and be like, fuck, this is a
That's
good,
a good movie.
This is
Yeah.
a good movie. Like, I'm in this. Like, this could maybe even get, like, best screenplay buzz,
yeah, this
right?
has its own feel,
And it
its
felt
own
grounded.
tone,
It
yeah.
felt real. Like, obviously, it had his Daniel Craig jokes, and they
Yeah.
kind of worked like that silly car chase. But at the end of the day, like, that's a real kind of car chase.
Yeah.
Where they're driving around in, like, you know,
It felt
regular
like a real
cars.
proper movie, and this one, you don't have to just like do the same thing.
No, but it was silly and goofy to the point where
Yeah, and just
we started
felt
getting
cheaper.
bored, maybe.
Yeah, and like the
Gosh.
whole thing where she just decided to, when he reveals he outs Edward Norton, and then she just like blows up his entire place.
Yeah, so I
if
It's satisfying. Like it's not nothing to do with the.
Yeah, it's like
Mystery.
okay, like and she just started smashing everything over and over again.
I hated how like he just like hands her the thing and walks away. Like, man, like this guy just shot her, and you're leaving.
Yeah.
Right?
And your whole thing is, I actually respect that Blanc's boundaries is like, I'm the detective.
I get the boundary thing for sure.
Yeah, but he didn't do that. He's like, oh yeah, blow the fuck out, potentially murder everyone
because
in
like
this
he
building.
couldn't do it. But yeah, exactly. Like
But
blowing the building up is like is not the next logical step.
No. Yeah, like you could.
That's satisfying.
This guy's obviously an idiot, so you can clearly just go back and
surely
find
you
some
can
evidence.
outsmart him. Yeah, exactly.
You're just gonna commit larceny and blow up.
Well,
the entire
at the end,
house.
she's like
Is it
sitting on
larceny?
this
I don't think it is
arson.
like grand arson. There you go.
Sure.
Yeah, that easily could have killed half the people in there. So it's just
Everyone.
like, yeah, I don't buy that Blanc, this brilliant mind, would do something like that.
Yeah, that
The whole
because there's so much stuff that could go wrong.
the clear thing and the Alpha Industries, like that's not what I want.
I liked the
That's
burning
bad.
of the Mona Lisa to make it full circle, so his name does get mentioned a lot.
That was the one plot element I did enjoy, like when he first brought that up and the automatic like. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Cuts
this,
to that were
yeah, I was like,
Gotta tell 10.
yeah, exactly. As it kept cutting back to that, I was like, there's something interesting going on there. I thought that was going to come back like in a way that it tied to the murder.
Yeah.
but it didn't. But it was
axes
still,
in the back.
yeah, it was still creative how they used it to
Yep.
build the tension. But I'm clutching at straws here for compliments.
The when they're all sitting on the steps at the very end, and Edward Norton comes out and he's all pissed.
And they're all like, no, we're all gonna
Well,
turn
and he's
on
just
you.
like talking to her. He's like, "Are you happy now?" It's like, man, like I'm gonna say it again. Like you literally just shot this woman. Like shoot her again.
Yeah.
Shoot everyone. If you're gonna kill once, you're gonna
Well,
kill again.
I guess his feeling was that like no one genuinely would have known, or
Yeah, but now you're on an island that you own. And, like
Yeah.
you're a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Oh, I know what you
Who's
mean.
coming though?
maybe okay. Like that's not a hill I'm willing to die on. But like, there's like the danger was not fully gone, but in the movie it was.
And they didn't build that, like, you could have done the whole thing with the island and like made that really cool. Like there's no way of getting out here. Like build that phobia, and it felt like no one was really in danger the whole time. Like it felt like people were in danger, but it didn't feel real. Like the place, you know, when they say like great locations like feel like a character of their own, like I didn't feel that at all with this Greek island. It just felt like a set, like a big movie set.
Oh, fair enough.
And the Glass Onion House, it's just silly.
Your favorite character?
I mean, obviously Blanc is still watchable.
Oh, sorry, outside of Daniel Craig.
Probably Edward Norton. Like
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I liked the idea of like,
I thought Kate Hudson's character was pretty fun.
yeah, I agree. She was good. Bautista didn't really do it for
No,
me.
Batista. Does he ever really do it for us?
No, like the Guardians 1 was a good shtick as
Yeah,
Drax
for
the
sure.
first time.
We love Drax.
But that ship has kind of sailed.
Have you seen Christmas Guardians?
No.
Yeah, you don't have to watch that one.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon is Kevin Bacon. That was all I needed. By the way, the cameo. Let's talk about Ethan Hawke really quick.
that was fine, but like, what was up with
He didn't
like
even have a joke. He just literally took their bags and put them on the boat.
the COVID like vaccine thing? Like,
I was like, oh, that's gonna come back.
yeah, what was that?
Could
We were like, should we rewind it? And then he doesn't explain it till he gets to Block. He's like, what's this? He's like, don't worry about it. Like, what the fuck, man?
He's like, oh, you don't need the mask anymore. That was all he said.
Yeah, but like,
It had no relevance for the rest of the story.
yeah, it should have.
They mentioned the pandemic multiple times, and I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be like he tried
think
to
that
make
was
a
just-
fortune during COVID or something like that.
Yeah, but that's what Kate Hudson did. She turned first.
Yeah, I saw the one thing I saw was like, oh, each person's mask like reveals like a critical trait about them, like the fishnet mask and all that. But it's like, is that enough to like inject it into the whole story? Like, not for me. You don't think so? That's okay.
Yeah. It's funny because like I don't know. I feel like if you were liking this movie right now, you'd be convincing me.
Yeah, but I can convince you of many things.
I know. But it's
Drop
just,
that rating down.
Yeah. What do we say?
You're at 7 right now.
A 7's a bit of a cop out. So it's got to be a 6 or an 8. I guess a 6 because
Yeah,
like
more of a 6 than an 8. That's for sure.
like I'm reflecting on this and like yeah, the first was what do we say like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah, 8.5 probably.
Yeah, I just wanted like a grounded murder mystery.
Yeah, and I wanted it to be smarter.
So the thing with these murder mysteries is there's so much timing, conveniences, and coincidences for them to all line up.
And it's hard.
I mean, it's hard to write.
Yeah, totally. And it's hard to go out on a whim here and just like shred the movie because like I'm sure a
Say
lot
your
of thought
line.
went into it. But
All the cast and crew, all the hours put into this.
But like the reality is, I'm in the minority here. Like I'm just checking the RT right now. 94 and 93 audience. mesmerizing. The only time I can remember being this in the minority was the movie Cherry. Have you seen that movie yet? Tom Holland
And the Russo brothers.
directed by the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
I like finished watching it, hadn't seen Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, literally like one tear running down my eye. Like that was a fucking masterpiece. I look up the RT, it's like 43%.
That was like me with King Arthur, dude.
Oh, you loved it, right?
I was like, this movie is so fucking good. Yeah. It's
I
a good
saw it in
movie,
theaters,
man.
couldn't
It's
tell
got
you
like
what.
great storytelling and like
I
great
love
action.
Guy Ritchie's a fucking incredible director.
The way he does exposition is amazing.
I need to. I'll watch that again.
Yeah,
because
you should.
it's the only movie he's ever done that I haven't liked.
Yeah.
Like The Gentleman, incredible. Snatch, amazing.
Aladdin, not bad.
Wrath of Man, meh. Haven't seen Aladdin.
Really?
Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, this isn't the Guy Ritchie podcast, but maybe he should.
I'm like I'm scraping my notes
maybe
here.
get Guy Ritchie on the third one of this. Kick Ryan off.
What is it? Edward Norton being an idiot was really funny. I said really funny. Oh god. It was funny. You know what? That was funny. Fuck you.
Not really. It wasn't fun, and I'm a huge Enorts fan.
I know you love
Him
Enorts.
saying a joke is funny because he's so serious.
Yeah.
But not this time. His weird sex thing when he was like doing that. I didn't like that.
Oh.
Tell me about Whiskey. How good of a character was that?
Yeah, fuck. Like,
You're already forgetting all their names.
no, she like
Duke. You're really gonna cast Dave Bautista and call him Duke?
Whiskey was like set up to have like she wasn't a character that you hated.
Well, she was set up to be the most complex character because
Yeah,
she
exactly.
revealed herself to be really smart.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's like gonna be the person he like latches onto. And they
Exactly,
kind of
yeah. But then,
they
like,
just-
even when Janelle Monáe is like, leave him, you're better than him. I was like, okay, nice. We're gonna like, she's gonna start recruiting people to like
Right.
join her side, and then Whiskey was like,
what?
yeah, she just didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
She didn't fucking do anything.
You could pluck her straight out of the movie.
Yeah.
What changes?
Seriously,
I'm sure
Like-
there's something.
like
but
like Kate Hudson, Catherine Hahn, Lamar Odom Jr.
Catherine Hahn as well. Like she.
Like, but those
really have-
characters are set up to not do anything. They're set up to just be sheep, right? They follow Edward
I
Norton.
still think they should have a critical little piece to play in the chessboard.
I don't know if for them like not pulling a 180 or not having their moment is fine, but this Whiskey character was definitely set up to like
Yeah.
be a lead domino or someone
yeah.
who sees the truth. And not only did she like not see the truth, they just didn't address it. They
Yeah.
like they just like she just wasn't included in the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed by this one because I've been on a good little tear lately, and I thought this would round out the year nicely and nestle a nice place in my top 5, top 10 of the year. But
You know what I will say is we talked about how this movie is going to be like the talk of Christmas dinner.
right,
You better prepare your argument to slander it because you're going to be going up against a lot of people who probably thought it was really good.
yeah, I'm gonna have to really do my homework here and be ready to articulate.
Well, that's Glass Onion.
Yeah, it's a
you got any
shame.
other closing thoughts or?
Just it's a shame that the grand return to the podcast had to be such a shit film. But
We limped our way back 6 months later.
yeah, for this,
Oh gosh.
no, we'll be back soon. I have no doubt.
Yeah. John, you got anything to add?
Can you talk a bit about the Daniel Craig opening? Because I think that in the tub that was the most cringe thing I've ever seen.
I forgot about
Okay,
it.
yeah, so the-
It was like, you've been this way for the last 6 months. We know you're not doing too well. Just like giving off exposition was so clunky. I just hated that.
I didn't like. Yes, we start off with Benoit Blanc, like in the
Down on
bathtub.
his, you kind of were right about that a bit. Down on his luck.
Yeah, down on his. Well, yeah, but he's like playing Among Us, which is like, okay, we're gonna allow Among Us.
They named off like 2 or 3 more like popular games.
Yeah, they played their like Clue and stuff like that. I don't. The bathtub scene didn't really.
That was set the tone of the movie for me.
Are you in the bath again? And that was later revealed to be Hugh Grant. So is he gay? I think they're like partners, right?
He was a chef. He said my chef has this idea of something, and he had like an apron on and stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a cute thing they do. I don't know.
Don't mind seeing Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I guess maybe we can expand on his role and Ethan Hawke's role.
Like
in the
we
third
definitely never will.
one. Yeah.
Apparently, I read this one. So this might piss you off.
Okay.
The gong that goes off every hour.
Oh yeah.
You know who voices that?
Oh, I did see that. It was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Because Joseph Gordon-Levitt
he was in
voices
Looper.
a stormtrooper in The
Yeah.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
He's got to be in every one of Rion's movies.
He's my lucky charm.
Daniel Craig was a stormtrooper.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah. And this was a reunion of Bautista and Craig as well from Spectre. Spectre.
Oh God.
Yeah, you didn't think of that, did
When
you?
it shot through the glass, it kind of did the Spectre.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
it
And then
There were some Bond-esque shots here.
Yeah, and then the score.
Music,
Yeah. Maybe it was kind of maybe it was his a soft pitch for Rian Johnson's Bond on a remote island.
I would not
tech
give him
billionaire.
Bond if. Yeah, he's blown that for me. Not a chance. God knows what he'd do to that.
But he 94 on RT. He's gonna get it now.
Yeah, you know Craig will put in a good word with the broccoli
Exactly.
as well. Yeah, no thank you. Just give Nolan his Bond, his one-off Bond with an actor.
We already got it. We got it with Tenet.
Bond.
All right, I'm done talking about this movie now. Get me out of here.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys for listening, and as always, this is Before and After the Movies podcast, featuring our producer in-house today, John Miller. I've been Amin.
I've been Anthony.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.